Hey everybody, Orpheolus here. Welcome back to some more Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Last time, we started challenge mode cleanup, and this time we're continuing challenge mode cleanup starting with Red Contagion. The strategy I'm going to be using is driver locking with use of Tora and the overdrive bangle. Overclocking bangle. So starting up with Red Contagion. This is an alright battle. I mean, it's 4 stars, but far from the difficulty of other 4 stars, but still can be really rough. First wave, area of effect your way from these Goldos. They are kind of annoying because, well, you have a lot of them. They can use Death Charge to stun lock you. And these guys are very annoying. So that ends the first wave. Not terrible, but still can be very annoying.
Now it gets interesting.
So waiting on the next wave. There we go. We have more Goldo coming in. Death Charge. Oh, thanks for the wall of volley, Shulk. Not Shulk, Rex. Yeah, I have too much Xenoblade in my head. So yeah, that was really nice. Clean up that wave really fast. So lastly, we have ourselves, if we'll spawn in, Infernal Goldo. You have 2 of them. So if they use Elemental Copy, things get really rough because with their Elemental Copy, they'll have Elemental Bomb if you hit them with the same thing, and it gets really nasty. So with Elemental Copy, he has Elemental, he'll change its elements, and Elemental Gas, it'll cause different status elements depending on what it has. If Fire, it'll inflict Break, Water, Stench, Wind, Blowdown, Ice, Will Heal, Electric, Shackle Driver, Earth, Blade Affinity Down, Light, Shackle Blade, and Dark, which is kind of oof because he's inflicted with Dark, inflicts Doom. Never fun. Doom's something that's super rare outside of challenge mode, and it causes you to die in 5 seconds if afflicted. So yeah, thankfully you don't have to worry about that. Otherwise they have about 2 million health normally, and not the worst things in the world. The main issue with this battle though is they have to fight a lot of them in a very close corridor, so area of effect attacks will be nice. So, we completed that wave, and let's head on into the next one. Alright then, so for the next one we have Tornas Finest. It requires 2 characters only, so you have to deposit 1. So starting up Tornas Finest, it's a 2-on-2 first wave against Akos and Petroka. Akos still has his annoying shackle stuffs which can cause a lot of issues, and Petroka has Dancing Abyss to driver lock you. Alright, we didn't get broke, so all is good there. Otherwise, they don't have too much health, like maybe 1 million or 2 total. They aren't terrible, but still can be pretty nasty, especially with it being 2-on-2. So for the second wave, we have Malos and we have Mikhail. So they have their typical tanking stuff. Malos can do some pretty damaging arts, while Mikhail, he loves to inflict taunts. So yeah. Kind of difficult with high block rates, some pretty strong hitting arts with their specials. We had an upper can inflict launch also can combine with the breaks, and yeah. Let's just chain attacks before they do anything nasty. Very nice. Alright, Mithra for area of effect. There we go. And it appears that Sever is not having a good time, so not super hard, and we defeated Malos, well, all of Torna except for Jin. Not terribly difficult, but still can be pretty nasty. So, that was it there. Not really too much else to note, just pretty much how they behaved in the main game for their battles. Alright, next up, continuing on the 2-on-2, we have Fiercest Faction against Gladiator Orion and Skyfist Remington. They both have pretty high health, like about a couple million or so. So, Gladiator Orion is the greatest threat here. He has all his nasty gimmicks, True Hazy Moon, True Sword Bite. Obviously, this guy is their main threat. The other guy, he does heal, and if you get broke, he can inflict launch because Orion does have an area effect. So I'm just trying to whittle it down. Good thing that 2 Bard counter came in, and he was still under the evasion buff. So he has like 15 or 20 hits of evasion before he really got worrying. And Reflect is never fun. Reflect immunity is pretty nice here, but not the most necessary. There we go. And lastly, Skyfist Remington. Compared to Orion, Remington is essentially free. But still can be pretty nasty with, he can inflict null heal with his special. Otherwise, not terribly difficult. So yeah, so it can go down in a minute. Very nice for grinding. Just be careful of Orion. Especially higher difficulties because he'll attack constantly. Especially once enraged because at 75% he goes mad. So that is it there. So one thing that I did mention in the early challenge mode stuff, which is relevant here, is that this battle is the best place to farm your accessories. Accessories like Master Scope, Enchanting Loincloth, and all that stuff. This is the best place to farm them because they have the highest drop rate here, especially for 3 stars for Master Scope. Nice, Crimson Headband. Yeah, that's a very good item, 55 to 60% crit up. So yeah, so very good stuff, and got a Tachyon Scarf too. Alright then. So that's pretty much what I got here, Crimson Headband. So, really nice heading on in for the future very hard challenges. Next up we have Serious Showdown, one of the hardest battles of the game. So we got a 3-on-2 against Malice and Jin, a refight of the Alanomorpha battle. Malice has about 4 or 5 million and has all his nasty stuff associated with it, all his strong Monado arts, and he does have higher stats. Monado Cyclone's going to hit a lot, and the main one is Monado Buster if he uses it. Monado Armor really reduces damage. This battle can be very nasty. As for Jin, the main arc you want to worry about in Jin is Bladeless Blade, which does a lot of damage in an area of effect. So those two arts combined, this battle is very dangerous. If you do something wrong, you have to worry about that, and they have Elemental Awakenings on top of Enrage, which will increase their damage even more. So, Malice is just about gone. There we go. Empty moment, area of effect. Alright, didn't get knocked back there. Very nice. So just waiting for him to do his other arts. We more or less got him in, pretty much locked in. The main thing we gotta worry about is Stun Swallow. No thank you. So Stun Swallow, inflicting launch. Yeah. There's a lot to worry about Jin here, but thankfully this should be enough because, yeah, there's Elemental Awakening, which would normally start causing him to use his stronger arts like Stun Swallow, Full Driver combo, pretty much an insta-kill. So yeah, so pretty challenging battle all things considered. Didn't use her dangerous arts, but I will definitely take it. Alright, now we're getting to the good stuff, Humanoid Alliance. This battle is hard. Well, it's hard, but more importantly, it's very long. So area of effects for your first wave in order to take out the ads, and then focusing on the symbols. They inflict enrage on all the characters, and can do a lot of damage. So one other thing to note though is that getting the highest score is going to be hard on this because you're fighting on a slope. So focus on the symbols between waves, just that way you won't have to worry about it as much. So you just gotta get more. I'm just focusing right now getting all the Aether Crystals because rewards here are pretty alright. I mean, not as free as Humanoid Alliance. Well, not Humanoid Alliance, Fiercest faction. But still, pretty difficult to get a good score and pretty alright. Next up, a lot of Turkin. And then, as you can tell by the music, things are really starting to heat up. Playing Awakening. So things are going to get a lot more difficult. Enemies here are going to have a lot more health. Alright. Dragon Breath to inflict break. No thank you. Alright. So just one more left. I'm just going to grab more crystals. Very nice. That ends wave 2. So we got a fight against Turkin and Ignas. And then also the Garluses. Alright, right up here we get ourselves some Rider Ignia. They have quite a bit of health to them. And they're pretty bulky, so it can be a little bit hard to take down. When this battle, this is where the battle really starts to go nuts. Alright. Poppy Unlimited. Alright, just got one more Igna left of this wave. There we go. That ends that wave. Again, we're only 2 minutes in, and we still have a few waves left. This battle is long, like I said, so we get more symbols here, and the Garluses are out to play. So it's Garluses, and it looks like maybe Turkin are back. Once again, focus on the Garluses a bit, and then focus on these symbols. So when they use their things, when they use their special attacks, they will seal your party gate. So be sure to take out the symbols, so that you will be able to revive. Battle Stamp to inflict a lot of damage and stench. Man. Alright, just one left. Yep, you do your thing.
The heavens open.
Well, that took its sweet time. Alright. Waiting on the next wave. I forgot, what is next? Alright, looks like even more Ignia coming in. So yes, we still have a few enemies left. Still gonna take a while. I don't know who I was targeting here. Yeah, I don't remember what I was doing here. Just clearing out this wave. There's a lot of enemies here. Yeah, getting a good score is gonna be hard, but man. Alright, that was the last circuit in that wave. Just grab this last few. Alright, wave 6. Alright then, so now things are getting more interesting. Starting up here with Atrocious Hermes. He has 70,000 health and has his blade there to do a lot of healing. Runaway Train Baul, things really get more difficult because Train has 2 million health and a pretty high strength, upwards of the super bosses of the main game. Battle Stamp will do quite a bit to your party and has quite a few nasty things to it, but not the main threat. Alright, that ends that wave. And wave 7. The final wave. I do remember. So first up we have Undying Burwell. High agility, and he does have a few nasty attacks. One of the attacks you gotta worry about is going to be his pointy stick, which will do quite a bit of damage, given his high attack and that attack's high damage ratio. Next up, Demon King Gilbert has about 6 million health or so. I couldn't find much information about Gilbert, but your General Renon's doing quite a bit of damage. Damage resistance once he becomes enraged. And don't awaken him. Alright. Got that smashed in. Alright, and lastly, Major General Barnaby. When things become scary, Barnaby has 8 million health and a strength stat higher than a lot of the super bosses of the main game. Not only that, level 115. That's high level. Alright then, and becoming enraged, so I'm going to do a lot more damage. Battle Stamp will do a lot of damage to your party. But the main threat is going to be his War Swing, which will do quite a lot of damage to your party. So play it safe, and if he uses scary attacks, chain attack, or level 4 special. So, that's it there. 5 minutes for this battle. Quite a while, and if you aren't quite at optimization, this might stretch the 60-minute time limit. So, that is it there. Alright then, and for our next battle we're going to be doing something a little bit differently. So I'm going to be running, trying to remember what I was trying to run. Yeah, something like this. So I'm going to be running Rex in the lead with Harold, Petroka on Morag. Just getting Morag all situated. Yeah, inserting a jelly there. Yeah, Shark will be good enough. So the main thing about Morag, switching out for Corvin here, just for additional agility. For this next battle, I highly recommend having high agility and equipping a Gargantuan Feather onto your tank. Just so that way your main character won't get aggroed and causing a lot of trouble. And plus, we need to switch things up a bit. So one of the huge things is that I will be running Daigus here for Kaiser Zone. So otherwise, things are mostly about the same. I was going to go over to Harold. Outdoor attack, probably should swap for indoor attack, but meh. So next up, we are going to do Chicken Heart Challenge. So Chicken Heart Challenge, I swapped out. Yeah, I still have Harold here. So I'm just letting things come on in. Walk forward. Pew pew ew. Area of effect. Launch. So yeah, so the reason why I have Morag take all the damage because 3,000 Master Arts coming your way, you're going to die. And then I swap over to Mithra here. for large area of effects. That was all around. This was a pretty bad battle, but just finish things up. They have high agility, so yeah, things get really annoying. So rolling smash, if you do it correctly with high enough first attacks, you might be able to actually insta-kill everyone here, depending on your difficulty. And yeah, there we go. So that was a pretty bad battle. I do this a couple times because this battle, if you know what you're doing, can go by super fast. 49 seconds, disgusting. So let's go ahead and do something even easier. Alright, this time we brought in Cosmos to ignore defense. One thing that would make this battle a whole lot easier since Dagmar has a high affinity attack. So yes, I just use a grenade launcher. Nope, I just go for Hilbert effect. Alright, get deleted. There we go, 14 seconds and they're all dead. Hilbert effect's really strong. Alright, 19 seconds for the final time, I'll definitely take it. Rolling Smash on Mythra is also really good because they have high ether defense, slower physical defense, especially once enraged. So probably the best way to go about there. And I guess with that battle all done, the next thing to note about this battle is that it's the best place to farm your Ox cores. Stuff like opening Art 6, all that fun stuff. This is the best location to farm them, and also just for Nopon stones because it's the easiest and the fastest to do it. More importantly, the fastest. Yeah, we got opening Art 6. Really good stuff. Next battle. Alright, and now we are really getting to the big guns, starting here with Cloudsea King Ken. We must have beaten Ken and Tantal. You're going to need it. Ken drew 30 levels. And you see how much damage we're doing. It's not doing much damage to the health pool. So, this battle, my best recommendation is fusion combos. I didn't equip anyone with fusion combo up 5 or 6s. You will need them for this battle. Just so that way you have a lot more damage over time. I have Wolfric up just to cause a lot more damage. And as you can see, we aren't really causing much breaks here. Let's change it, shall we? Overdrive time. If we'll please. Oh, there we go. Now it's overdrive time, since we never gone into overdrive. Overdrive, what it does is that increases your damage by however many times you've hit it, increases your recharge by quite a lot, so you'll be able to increase your damage a lot more. Increase your stuff a lot faster. And then reduces the enemy resistance. The damage up, resistance down is super useful because we're just doing this over and over. I'm just speeding up the rest of this fight because Cloudsea King Ken normally has 50 million health. If you're playing this on Bringer of Chaos, over 100 million since he does 2.5. Cloudsea King Ken on Bringer of Chaos has the most health in the entire Xenoblade franchise, higher than the Headless Emperor Gradavis in Xenoblade X. So we're just going through the rest of this battle, just speeding it up. If you want to speed this up a whole lot faster under Volcano, have everyone have their fusion combo ups and have Nim and Corset in your party since they increase the fusion damage over time. And yeah, you see how long it's taking. 5 minutes or so to take out this battle. If you're not fully optimized, Cloudsea King Ken can time you out. So we're just about there, so might as well conclude things out. A few other things about Cloudsea King Ken is that it has its normal fun stuff when it comes to Cloudsea King Ken, causing high amounts of damage, and yeah, Tentacle Storm's bad. And its most interesting aspect is its gas attack. If it uses its gas attack, it can summon a lot of ads to cause some trouble. Some Aligos, some other fun stuff. Yeah. It gets really nasty, so we're done there. That was it for Ken. Just the ads can cause a lot of trouble, so driver combo lock it and it's good as done. Alright, and now time for the scariest mission, Reinventing the Goal. I'd argue this is probably the hardest mission in the game. Harder than possibly Elma Redux and 9th Imperial Division. So for the first wave, take out all the goggles. One important character I'd highly recommend for this battle will be Telos. Telos makes this battle a little bit easier, but it's still ridiculously difficult. So that ends the first wave. When are you going to summon next? There we go. Second wave, a lot more random goggles around. Not really bad. This is just a warm-up act. Build up your party gauge for these guys, and then prepare to go to town. Alright then. So waiting for these goggles to finish up. These guys don't have much health to them and can go down relatively quickly. Alright. And that ends that wave. So ends part 1. Next up, just collecting my crystals for wave 3. Alright then, so over here we have a lot of Wolves followed up by level 110 Wolf Master. Has like 2 million health, relatively small fry. Yeah, funny, 2 million health is not much, but for what's coming up, 2 million might as well just be a normal enemy. Alright then, so finish up the Wolf Master, general goggle stuff, be careful of Wild Wave, but generally not that bad. Alright, that ends wave 3. Once again collecting the crystals and waiting on wave 4 to come in. There we go. Roggle Master just falls down, and there's a lot of Roggles around. I really don't pay attention to the Roggles. They don't have much health to them. So I just take them out, and yeah. So now with all that fun stuff out of the way, now comes the real boss. Wave 5, level 150 Immovable Air Carlos. This guy is super boss. Not only does he have very high agility, he has a crap load of health. 38 million on normal, not as much as Cloud Seeking can, but still has a lot. The main reason why this guy is very troublesome, all of his arts have very terrible side effects. Round Slant, if it's like Rex, it'll be a one-shot, especially since this guy has Reset Punch to reset its aggro, and well, if you get hit by that attack as Rex, yeah, that might be a wipe. He has Feral Beat to remove your party gauge, and if you combine a 3, then he can just instantly end your time. Next up, he does have Venom Cloud Burst. If he's been afflicted by a fire combo, does quite a bit of damage. Regular Venom Cloud is probably his second most dangerous art, as it can inflict doom. And Wild Wave, his strongest art, might as well be a party wipe no matter what nature it is. So the reason why I'm bringing in Telos is that Immovable Hair Carlos has a huge weakness to Dark, like takes double damage, like we just damage capped there twice. It does quite a bit of damage. And that was without, even with Fusion combo wouldn't have mattered. So yeah, so this guy just has a crap load of health, like, just seeing the damage difference there between Herald and Telos, it's easy to see why Telos is made for this. So just continuing to finish this up. Just do your best for this guy, all I can really say. Dark combo locking is probably going to be your best bet just to take him out. So yeah, so there was the Elemental Awakening, which happens 100% of the time if enraged, increases damage even more, combine 1 and 1 together, and yeah. That is why I would recommend just doing the Fusion combo strategy, because you don't have to worry about Elemental Awakening, which everything here loves to do. So that ends that. A pretty challenging battle, but glad that's done. I was afraid of that one. Alright, next up is going to be a very challenging battle, much like the last one, March 8th. There's a lot going on in this battle, so I'll do my best to explain. This battle itself is very long, especially if you're not most optimized. Starting up, we have a lot of Sovereigns here. Aerial Effect takes them out pretty fast. Pretty good gravity from, could do it, but I'm just going to save it up for the next wave. So yeah, first wave goes down relatively fast, and if you're not fast enough, the next wave will spawn in once you feed, will spawn while you're doing that. So next up, wave 2, a lot of Nitro Sovereigns here, and level 200 Strategizer Nitro. Be careful with these self-destructs, they will do quite a bit of damage, but not really too much. Right back here we have Strategizer Nitro. What you're supposed to do is just wait for Nitro to use his Bagel art. He has his self-destruct art, that's his only art, does a lot of damage. As you can tell, we aren't doing much damage to anything to Nitro. That is because Strategizer Nitro has a 99% damage reduction to both physical and ether. Telos and Cosmos are both super useful here because using those specials, they do a lot of damage because they ignore defense more or less. Ignoring that defense modifier and be able to do a lot of damage to Strategizer Nitro. if you're playing this on Chizos, the attack rate will be significantly lower. Because the attack rate's going to be lower, you're just going to be spending so much time there waiting for him to do a self-destruct with soul card counters. So, best way to do it is just use Telos and Cosmos. And then, yeah, as you can see, we almost damage capped there on Strategizer just using Echidna when it has a 99% damage reduction. So yeah, so these two are probably the best. As you can see, we're doing so much damage with Cosmos and Telos. And then switching back to Cutie Pie, just look at how little the damage numbers are. And this is just the damage reduction. Akos is another good contender. Well, that did a lot more damage. Yes, he was able to penetrate the high defenses. Let's just go ahead and finish up Nitro. Yeah, outside of the super high damage, not really too much with Nitro except for his self-destruct. Just interesting that he's the highest level enemy in the entire Xenoblade franchise, and yet he's not considered the ultimate super boss. In fact, he's not the greatest challenge within this challenge itself. It's just more or less just a lull gimmick. So yeah, we just beat someone twice the level. Nice. Alright then, just sitting around waiting for Wave 3 to come in. We have a lot of Sovereigns here. They love to use their super annoying attacks, their pretty strong auto attacks, and then doing their wheelies to block you into the ground, doing lots of damage. So yeah, so taking care of lots of enemies fast will be very nice. Hilbert effect, refrain from doing anything nasty to us. So that ends Wave 3. Wave 4, things get a little bit trickier. Starting up here, we have Cavalier Sovereigns. Besides the fact they can summon adds, they have their Psycho Busters, which, if you're not careful, will be a total party wipe. They have a lot of health, and they're just generally hard to take out. They have high health, and yeah. Alright, took care of the first one. Next up, we have Decadent Sovereign. Much like Mark 8 from the main game, has Enchant Sword, will do quite a bit of damage to the full party. And then, yeah, as you can see, does quite a bit of damage to Rex. Yeah, if I were playing a normal, that'd probably insta-kill Rex. So right over here, we have ourselves a Cavalier Sovereign. Just going to take him out. Alright. There we go. Got the break-in. Alright, no Psycho Shield or Buster for you. Took you out before you did anything nasty. So yeah, so I remember struggling a lot just with that. Just randomly getting hit by that. And then we have True Rosa here. The real boss of the battle. True Rosa has 17 million health and very high damage reduction. As you can see, we aren't doing too much. She has a lot of high attacks, can inflict topple, launch you. So yeah, so as always, use your damage reduction. One other thing to notice about True Rosa's model is that on the head, that's kanji for pretty much truth. Yeah, kanji. So yeah, so there's quite a lot to worry about here. Another thing to worry about is Ultra Big Bang. Ultra Big Bang, instead of summons rockets, summons mini Rosas, which will also do a lot of damage and cause a lot of trouble. Elemental Awakenings, another thing to worry about in this battle, because Elemental Awakenings, yeah, increases damage, and a lot of the arts will do a lot more damage. The main attack to worry about besides the Spinning Beam, especially on once it's awakened and enraged, which will do a lot more damage, you really need to worry about Ultra Blammo. Ultra Blammo is its ultimate art. Just going ahead for the chain attack to finish things out. Ultra Blammo might as well be a total party nuke. Pretty high attack rate, especially when enraged, and generally things get really nasty. Telos, once again, hard counters this battle pretty well, because ignoring damage reduction, and Telos is just amazing. Alright, don't get Cosmos. Sorry, don't got Mithra, but Cosmos will deal. So yeah, high damage reduction. This battle can be very nasty. As you can see, breaking the orb reduces the Elemental Awakening, damage over time, just more or less chipping away the rest of it. Much like the other super bosses, challenge, damage over time, and driver combos are the way to go for Rosa. At least in my opinion. Just so you don't have to worry about Elemental Awakenings, and you can just lock them to the ground. Magnificent. We also get to hear this glorious theme one last time. Alright, Hilbert effect, refrain. Magnificent. There we go. Very nice, and get capped on. So there we go. A pretty challenging battle, all things considered, but I really like this challenge. I just wish that True Rosa wasn't so far into the battle. So that's more or less Mark 8. Just be careful of Rosa. She hits hard. Alright, and the final battle for today. The 5-star Ultimate Challenge. Our Danny, well, starting up with 9th Imperial Armored Division. This battle is brutal. As you can tell, we already are locked out of full party gauge. And that's because of the Citadel in the back. So, yeah, the Ardanian must. Level 112. So for this battle, we are running Fiora because I mentioned that Fiora is busted. Let's just see how busted Fiora truly is. So, just grabbing our stuff, and the next wave is going to spawn a little bit further on into the back. The first wave is just build up. Now the true challenge begins. If it will spawn, right there, level 130 Ardanian Kuradel. A Balthasar. So, 500 ether damage for a counter spike. So yeah, this is why this guy sucks. Very high weakness to ether in dealing all that damage back. If you aren't constantly healing, you're going to die. Easy as that. So, screw Edge. You might have been hearing this the entire time. That's literally our strategy. Screw Edge. Not only that, but we are just driver locking Ardanian Kuradel. So about Kuradel, besides the fact that it has 28 million health, about twice as much as the one in Temperantia. He starts out in Rage, so he can use Ultra Annihilation Flare whenever he wants to. His most dangerous art, he has Elemental Awakenings, which I recommend doing fusion combos to avoid. And just driver locking it to Oblivion. I mean, come on, how much damage over time are you doing? I don't think it really shows up. Yeah, Dark's not really the best for setting up damage over time. So yeah, Screw Edge. We're just spamming Screw Edge, doing lots of damage, like 30,000 or so, 20, 30,000. And mind you, I'm only at S rank. I am not at S+. We're just melting right through it. Hooray for damage over times. However, though, while you're taking out Kuradel, more dangerous stuff comes in to make your life a whole lot more difficult. So yeah, also Murder Ray, gotta worry about that on Kuradel. More or less, it's pretty similar to the one in Temperantia. So these guys out here, they love to inflict party gauge down, and way in the back we have Ardanian Sharper. Why the heck is he all the way out there? I don't know. All I know is he ain't doing his job well. I guess he was late to work and is thinking, oh crap, there's supposed to be a huge battle here today. Sorry guys, I'm late. Oh wait, Kuradel's already dead? Why are you guys approaching me? So that ends wave 3. So Kuradel will continue to cause you trouble. Here I'm just doing the waiting for the next wave to spawn in. Yeah, Kuradel will just cause you so much trouble, and then for the final wave coming in, Ardanian Musses will lock your party gauge. But you will lose out your chain attacks in order to avoid his super strong attacks. It's the ads that make Kuradel so much more difficult. In fact, if this weren't for custom mode, things would be a lot more dangerous. Then again, we were just driver locking everything. Driver locking is overpowered. So that was more or less it. Just be careful of Kuradel using all his dangerous attacks and use your usual dodges and fusion combo it up. Once again, fusion combos are probably the best way to take out these challenges just to avoid awakenings.
Behold, gift of Archsage.
So, that's it. That was the hardest challenge.
Treasure
But there's still a few more challenges left for us to take on. So rewards here are pretty much going to be the same as Fiercest Faction. Generally good stuff, though the best stuff drops at a little bit of a lower rate. So that's it. We've taken on most of the challenges here in challenge mode. That was a lot of difficult battles, and a lot of explaining because those battles are very difficult. However though, we aren't done in challenge mode yet. Almost, but not quite. Next time in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we finish the remainder challenge mode. I will see you guys then.